Let's do some PySpark. Highest salary. This question appeared in the interviews of Amazon and Siemens. In this question, they're asking, you have been asked to find the employee with the highest salary. Output the worker or worker's first name as well as the salary. So I have done this solution in SQL and Pandas. Feel free to check that out. But here, I'll be approaching this solution using PySpark. So the first thing first in PySpark, import PySpark. We have that there. Now let's explore this data frame. So worker, okay, that's the name of our data frame, worker.show. As you can see, we have 6 columns here, but we are only concerned with the salary column because we are trying to find the highest salary. So how can you do that in PySpark? So we can do that using aggregation method, worker.agg, and inside that we can supply, I want to find the maximum salary for this column, right? Salary column. So that, and I'm going to specify the name of that aggregation, which is the max, and let's do a show on that. Okay, and let's see what we get. Let's remove this one and let's run it. And as you can see, that's the highest salary we have, right? Again, how this works is worker name of the PySpark data frame .agg. Inside that, in the parentheses here, we have these curly brackets. First one is the name of the column, and the second one is the type of aggregation. This can be minimum here. This will also give you the minimum salary. Let's run it. And that's the minimum salary, 65,000. Let's bring back our max. Okay, you get the idea. And that's the highest salary. Again, right now I'm using an action called show, so I can see that here on the output console here. But in order for me to save this like a value, because if I just run this guy here, it's just not going to give me much information. If I save this into, let's say, a variable called max salary, right? I will have to decouple this. Okay, let's say right now this doesn't mean anything, and I cannot use the .show here because that's just going to give me a none or null. So let's collect this, which is also an action just like show. Collect this and let's unpack it. If you just do one unpacking, this will give you this. It's like a list almost. Let's unpack this further to get that value out. And I gotta select this guy and then run it. And as you can see, now we have the value. Okay, so now this value can be saved into this variable, which we can use further, right? By the way, you don't have to save it, but this just makes our life so much easier. It makes the code so much more readable. That's why I'm doing that. So I have that maximum salary value saved in this variable using .collect, and then we unpacked it using these indexes there. And now what I can do here is I can do some filtration. How do you do filtration in PySpark? In SQL, you can use where clause, right? In PySpark, you can use .filter on your data frame. So worker.filter, and I want to do that on my salary column. So you'll have to specify worker.salary equals max salary. So this will going to give me the rows that satisfy this condition, this Boolean condition, meaning from this column, give me the rows that satisfy the maximum salary, which is 500,000, right? So worker.filter, and let's see what we get. Obviously, we not be able to see that. Let's save this into, let's call it max salary worker. Let's save that into that variable right there, and then let's do a show on that. Show is an action. Nothing works if you don't use an action, right? It's not like pandas, it's not like SQL. You will have to do an action on your transformations. Okay, so max salary worker.show. Let's see what we get. And as you can see, we have 2 rows here that satisfy our condition being worker salary equals max salary. The value of max salary was 500,000 if you remember, which is what we have here. That means it works. But in the output, they're only asking for first name and the salary. So let's do this real quick. I don't want to waste much of your time now by talking. So max salary worker. How do you select specific columns from all the columns? You use .select on your data frame. .select, and let's specify the name of the columns, first name and salary. Okay, and let's save this again in our this variable. Let's okay, this will override that. This one here, this will override that. Okay, now this will only give us the columns we're looking for. Let's just do a real quick check. .show. Let's run it. It looks good. We have 2 rows, we have 2 columns. That's what they were asking for. And now let's convert PySpark data frame into a pandas data frame, because for this solution checker to work, it only accepts the pandas data frame, not PySpark. So let's convert this max salary worker to pandas. In the real world, you don't have to do this, but for this checker, you will have to. Run code, looks good, check our solution. And there you have it. That's the right solution. Okay.